Hello students, welcome to the class of third year of Computer and Information Technology. We are studying the CSS subject, that is client side scripting, and the subject code is 22519. In the previous videos, we have learned about arrays, strings and functions. So today we will going to learn the third chapter, that is form and event handling. So we will see today's video's learning outcomes. So today's video's learning outcomes are building blocks of a form. In this topic we are going to learn form objects and element. So first we will see what is the form. So forms are one of the most common web page elements used with JavaScript. So JavaScript is commonly used with the forms because we have to add functionality that makes form easier for users. Then for validate the process of data, means the data entered is correct or incorrect. That is called as the validation of data. So now we will see how to build a form, how to create a form. So building blocks of a form. So definition of a form is a form validation normally used to occur at the server after the client had entered all the necessary data and then pressed the submit button. If the data entered by client was incorrect or was simply missing, the server would have to send all the data back to the client and request that the form be resubmitted with correct information. This was really a lengthy process which used to put a lot of burden on the server. So HTML form serves the purpose of the collecting information provided by the visitors, which are later sent back to the server. For example, we can say that we entered our information or address on the particular sites, means particular sites like Amazon, Flipkart. For what? Because according to that address, our order items will reach to us safely, or will reach to us safely or properly. Then next is details about form again. An HTML form is a section of a document which contains controls such as text field, password fields, checkboxes, radio button, submit button and menus. So this facility the user to enter the data is to be sent to the server by processing such as a name, email address, password, phone number, etc. So why are we using these HTML forms? Because it requires, if you want to collect some data from one of the site visitors. So this is the example, that is if one user want to purchase some items on internet, he or she must fill the form such as shipping address and credit debit cards detail so that the item can be sent to the given address. That's why we are using the forms in the HTML. So syntax for the form action, then server URL, method, it is get or post, then in this input control, that is text field or text area or radio button, and the end of the form tag. There are the different HTML form tags. So let us see the list of the HTML form tags. These are the HTML form tags. So first is form. It defines an HTML form to enter input by the user site. Input. It defines an input control. Text area. It defines a multi-line input area. Label. It defines a label for an input element. Field set. It groups the related element in the form. Legend. It defines the caption for a field set element. Select. It defines the drop-down list. Opt group. It defines the group of related options in the drop-down list. Option. It defines an option in the drop-down list. Button. It defines the clickable button. Data list. It specifies a list of a predefined option for input control. Then keygen. It defines a key pair generator field for forms. Keygen means it generates the keys. So output. It defines the result of a calculation. These are some HTML form tags. So first we will see HTML input element. So input element is fundamental form element. It is used to create a form field to take input from user. We can apply different input fields to gather the different information from user. This is the example of a text input. See here, this is a simple example of a text input. Input type is equal to text and name is equal to username. And as usual, our tags are here. Body tag, form tag, end of the form tag, end of the body tag. And these should be written in HTML tag. So this is the program for this text area and button. HTML, then head, then title of form 1. So input type is text and name is username. See here, input type is box, means text, this box. So it will display this, enter your name. Then after that first name. So first name, this is for first name, then again for this the box, text box, it is a text box. Then last name, input type text and name is equal to last name. And see, this is click is the button. So this is the on click, means after clicking this click button, it will show the information. Okay. Then our first topic is form, objects and elements. So form objects represents an HTML form element. Access a form object. Syntax is form name ID equal to action and action equal to on submit. So here are some statements. Then form. So the attributes of the forms are ID means the unique identifier, and the name means the role is equivalent to that identifier, but the function of the this method is get element by ID is based on this ID. Means in the next video we will going to learn about this get element by ID method. So name's role is equivalent to that identifier. Then action. Action is the name of the script to be loaded when a form is submitted with the submit button. Then on submit. Event fired up when the form is submitted. Means after on submit it will create an event. Then this is the HTML form event. So these are the different HTML form event. First is your input type is equal to button or button type is equal to button. So type property is button, event handler is on click, and it is used to push a button. So input type is equal to checkbox on change, toggle button with the radio button behavior. Input type is equal to file. This is for property file on change. It is used to hold the entering name in the field. So input type is equal to hidden. Property is hidden. Data submitted with the form but not visible to the user. Then option. These are no property and no event handler. A single atom within a select object, event handler are an select object, not an individual option objects. Input type is equal to password. Property is password, and this is the event of on change. An input field for password entry where type character are not visible. Input type is equal to radio. Input type is equal to radio. A toggle button with a radio button behavior where only one selected at time. This is input type is equal to reset. It is used for reset. And push button. Event is a push button for that reset form. So select one. This is on change event. List of a drop down menu. Then select multiple. Property is a select multiple. A list from which multiple atom may be selected. Input type is equal to submit. Then property is submit, and method is on click. Event handler method is on click, and a push button that submit a form. Then the input type is equal to text. Property is text. Then event handler is on change. A single line text entry field like first name, last name, like this. Then text area. Text area means property is a text area, and this is on change. It is a multi-line text entry field like address or comment about or feedback about something. These are the HTML form events. Now the example for this HTML form. Form name equals to my form, action whatever action page it may be. Then on submit, return validate form. Method is equal to post. So name means input type text, name equal to fname, input type submit, value is equal to submit, and the end of the form tag. So we will see some input tags. First, a name, it is used. Value of element can be processed. So next is type. It can be used to specify the type of input. Means value can be text, password, checkbox, submit, or reset, or image, file, or button. Then ID. ID is nothing but the identification number of the element. Then value. It can be used to specify value of the initial value. Checked can be used when the type is set to checkbox or radio box. Then max length, to specify the maximum length, maximum number of characters. SRC. It can be used to specify the type of a set to image, to specify the location of an image. Means SRC is used for getting the path of that particular image. Then alt means used to specify the type of a set to image or to specify the alternative text of image. Then this is the program for JavaScript assigning value. This is our HTML tag, head tag, title tag, and this is the script tag. Here function is defined. In this function assign, we are defining this statement, that is a document.form.book.title.value equal to the name of the book, name of the book, then the title dot form dot book dot author dot value. In this we are assigned the name of the author. So end of the script tag. Then form, this is the coding for this form id is equal to book, action is equal to double quotation, then input id is equal to title, then input id is equal to author, input type is equal to button, id is equal to btn, value is equal to assign value, and on click is equal to assign function. Means after on click method it will go into this assign function. Okay, end of the form, end of the body tag, end of the HTML tag. This is after writing this code, I will save this program as a this 3.1.1.html. Then after executing this code we will get this output, this the assign value. After clicking this assign value we will get this book name and the author name. Okay, in this way we have studied about the blocks of the form. These are the different blocks of the form. Thank you.